It's been very interesting seeing people across the world compare the state of the United States now to what their country went through when they elected a fascist. Just watch a video from Artemis talking about Turkey. You can go check it out. I've linked it. I feel very similarly about Sierra Leone because the Sierra Leone that my parents grew up in is not the one that I moved back to, and not just for the war. I've been saying this repeatedly. War happens in policy making. It does not just happen when there's guns and ammunition on the ground. Sierra Leone that my parents grew up in had sanitation and streetlights and trains and like the basics of society were just kind of, or at least they felt like they were good. $1 now is 22,000 Sierra Leonean leones. The bank has renumerated the money so that it just says 22, but if you go, on Google or whatever and translate, 22,000. Now it's one of the poorest nation states in the entire world, and it did not always used to be that way. In fact, one of the colleges that we have here, Florida Bay University, they used to call it the Athens of West Africa because it was the first Western-style university in the entire region. People used to immigrate here to study and find family and make a living here, and now that is not the case. People are desperate to leave. Most of the ethnic tribes that we have in Sierra Leone are not native. In fact, there's only one tribe that's indigenous to the region. Everyone else came from somewhere else because it was a great place to immigrate to, 150 years ago. What all change that? You might be tempted to say the war, but in fact, war happens with policy making. It was the election of Shaka Stevens, the fascist. He got into office, he filled the entire place with all his cronies and then systematically gutted every single social service that he had access to. People that have all their basic needs provided, remember, food, water, clothing, shelter, education, sanitation, medical care, and time. People have all those things. They're not particularly incited to go to war or to tolerate war. You got those things first. And that, in and of itself, is war making. War starts in policy making.